Well guys, if you're a credits holder, this is the most important piece of information that you can ever hear about the credits. So in their recent blog on the media, they have mentioned that the credits is to cooperate with the Indian bank. So this is the blog on the medium. What you'll actually see if you read this blog is there are some other, right here you can see credits to cooperate with the Indian bank. So this is one of the biggest partnership if this ever happened. Again, they have posted everything on their Medium blog. Whether this partnership is going to happen or not going to happen, that is still will be decided in the future, but it looks like they are in talks. So what you will actually see here is some of the pictures with the Oriental Bank of Commerce, which is in India. You will also see some pictures with SBI. So you can see this is the CEO and the co-founder of Credits, Igor Chuguno. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. But what you will also see here on this blog is that they have been meeting different chief general managers from different banks. So IDBI Bank, this one is from the IDBI Bank and others. So definitely something is cooking out there for all the credits holders. But I also want to talk about now. Indian banks have been looking at the blockchain solutions for quite some time now, and especially just to let you know that India has been one of the countries where there have been maybe maximum number of scams in terms of bad loan and whatnot. So of course Indian banks actually need it in order to keep that banking system really clean. So they have been looking at the other solutions also, like for example bank chain. So I'm going to a little bit talk about that as well. But let's talk about the credits first, and why is this significant? This is a very significant move because if at all credits manages to do the partnerships with the bank, if they are able to provide the services to Indian banks, credits could very well be one of the biggest blockchain or one of the most profitable blockchain, because as you know India is huge in numbers and the potential in India is huge, and a lot of companies have already started looking at India. So recently, I mean, if you look at the credits website, also the credits as a platform, they are meant for the financial systems also. So here, as you can see, smart contracts, decentralized data, issuance of the financial assets here, and there are many more features. So their use cases are payment, credits and deposits, trading and IoT and retail, right? So banking is one of them. See, transactions process 0.1 seconds. So as you can see, if you read this blog here, the banking industry started to consider blockchain application. Credits experts know exactly how blockchain technology can fit in the world of financial services and the banking. This is why they need it. With the billions of dollars of worth of annual losses linked to delays in banking operations and cancelling deals, taking into account, blockchain technology can save up to $20 billion per year for the banks. And according to the estimate of State Bank of India, which is one of the, I think, a national bank, by 2030, blockchain can replace all the conventional bank work. So over here, as you can see, on June 4th, Credit CEO and founder Igor, Business Development Manager Anton, and Credit's representative in India, Devasys, they met Oriental Bank of Commerce represented by Swarup Kumar Saha. So they have been doing a lot of meetings here. Kuldeep Bhalla, General Manager of IT Department. I'm from India, as you know. Amit Kumar Srivastava, DY General Manager of Treasury, right? And then you also have, so they are talking about different solutions. So maybe KYC and different administrative work. We are talking about Credit Know Your Customer solution implies the use of private blockchain technology. And they also had meetings with IT executive of the State Bank of India on June 6th. So that was on June 4th. This was on June 6th. And so here's the picture, as you can see here. And then you also have on June 7th, Credits visited Indian Banks Association to hold talks with its chief executive VG Kannan, right? So State Bank, Oriental Bank, and then Indian Banks Association. And then you also have on the same day, Credits met Viswajit Dhar, Chief General Manager at the Digital Banking and Emerging Payment Department of the IDBI Bank, right? So these are some of the popular banks here in India. And if at all Credits manages to provide services to these banks, I think Credits is going to the moon probably, right? Again, everything covered here is just my personal opinion and news, not a financial or investment advice. I would like to hear from you as to what kind of potential do you see for Credits based on this news right now, right? As you can see the pictures and the meetings and the news, and this is on the official source. This is on the Medium blog of Credit, so definitely worth looking at it. So I want to remind you that Indian banks have been looking at the blockchain solutions. In fact, if you read a news recently on the livemint.com, this was published on 14th of June, which is a recent news, right? It talks about the bank links up on the blockchain to exploit blockchain solutions. Here you will see for over a month, representative of the most major banks in India have been participating in so-called online blockchain blockthons every Thursday. The reason: explore, build and implement the blockchain solution. So every Thursday for a month, these banks have been having meetings online according to this news, to find out what can be done with the blockchain technology. So other solution that I really want to talk about, just to let you know, the bank chain has been in talk with all the Indian banks. So bank chain is built by Prime Chain Technologies, and they, so these are the problems that they bank chain already have these number of partners. Bank chain members, you have State Bank of India, ICICI Bank, DCB Bank, Kotak Bank, Federal Bank, Deutsche Bank, Emirates Bank, right? So these banks have been talking. So this is a different solution. This is different from credits. I'm talking about bank chain right now, right? So of course, I can see that maybe they can partner with both the blockchain solutions, or maybe even one. Would love to hear what you think is the possibilities. But over here, as you can see, the bank chain community has 37 members so far, with representation of 28 Indian banks, including State Bank of India, ICICI Bank, Kotak Bank, and HDFC Bank. So I think for any blockchain that needs to be implemented by all these banks, all the banks needs to come together and decide on which blockchain application they're going to be using. So it could be very well the credits, or it could be very well bank chain, right? Because we're talking about all the banks coming together. It's not an easy task. It takes a long time, because you need to talk to different banks, and everybody has to come to an agreement. So this is a long process, and of course I think they're going to evaluate all the options available before actually they decide to use the blockchain technology. So would love to hear from you. What do you think? I mean, this is definitely a significant news for all the credit holders, and for the credits also, just to have at least the meetings with the Indian banks and offer the solution. So where do you think? Interestingly, I want to cover this. So interestingly, in India, credits is only trading on one exchange, which is at 24 rupees. Okay, you can buy it on WazirX, right? I would love to hear from you as to what do you think, where the credit future is going. Do you let me know how do you look at this news? Do you think this will impact the credit price, and how exciting it is? And let me know if you're a credits holder already. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe, share with anyone whom you think is a credits holder. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.